Okay.
All right.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Chad's Home. Today we are with Hate Drugs. What's up, guys?
What's up?
So let's actually talk about Bakersfield, which is your guys' hometown. Could you guys shine a little light on the music scene? Because I think I don't know, to that average listener, maybe Bakersfield isn't, a hub of music. So what was like the music scene coming up in Bakersfield?
Bakersfield has a long lineage of very amazing artists that... Here, you take one. Bakersfield has produced some very notable names over the last 50 or 60 years, including but not limited to Buck Owens.
Merle Haggard.
Corn
With a K.
with a K.
And so Bakersfield has actually produced some pretty actually world-renowned artists for being such a small city in kind of the middle of nowhere. I don't think a lot of small cities can have that same kind of claim. Mm-hmm. So it actually has a pretty rich history of music, but it kind of comes in waves, and as you could tell by the artists that we named, those waves are super different. And so like Merle Haggard and Buck Owens were a part of what was called the Bakersfield Sound, which is like a really, really big time in the Bakersfield music scene. It was referred to as like Nashville West. And so a lot of country music came out of Bakersfield, and then that kind of died out. And then the hardcore scene like became a huge thing like in the 90s and the early 2000s. And like when we were first starting this band 5 years ago, I would say like the last remnants of that hardcore scene were just dying out. And then there was kind of this like lull where there was like no scene, and then there started to pop up like a few other bands that were like similar to us around the same time that we started our thing. But we kind of, when we started this band, there wasn't really a whole lot going on in Bakersfield, and then now there's a little bit more, and I'd like to believe that we helped with that.
Yeah.
But it's hard now because we travel a lot, and so we're not as involved in the local scene as we were.
But whenever you come home, is it always packed shows and a lot of hometown?
Usually, yeah.
It's pretty good. There's also not a lot of venues anymore. When we first started, there was maybe 3, 4, 5 venues to play at, and now there's really one venue that we play at.
Yeah.
Which is the pizza shop? Or?
Yeah, Jerry's Pizza
Jerry's
down
Pizza,
in the basement.
It's legendary.
If you know it, you know it.
It actually used to be a really like influential part. Like that's where every band would play, no matter how big they were.
Yeah.
It was mostly a lot of hardcore shows like Suicide Silence. I remember actually seeing their show before their lead singer Mitch died. I was like a freshman in high school, and it was crazy. The mosh pit was, I left all bloody, and it was super fun.
Josiah's blood down there.
Yeah.
We're not saying from where, though. Just kidding. We might.
And then would you guys have to travel? So to go to more, I guess, I don't know, like music venues or festivals and things like that, would you have to go up to Fresno or Sacramento or like outside of Bakersfield? Like where would you guys travel up?
Yeah, so when we were first starting, we played a lot of stuff in like Fresno, Visalia area, just because that's the next biggest city that's close and easy to book.
It's like our sister city.
Yeah, for sure. And then started playing in like LA, just really small shows. But yeah, it's hard because you don't want to like oversaturate the market in Bakersfield. So we would try and get out of town. For the first like year and a half, it was hard because me and Adrian were still in high school. But we made it work.
Yeah. And then what would you guys travel around in, like a van? Yeah, like the band van.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've had We've had 3 vans. The first van was Norman's.
Speed Hump.
The Speed Hump. It was a like 1980-something Dodge.
It was a 1973 Dodge Ram van conversion. Shag carpeting.
Shag carpet.
Captain's chairs.
TV that doesn't work.
TV that didn't work.
A 10-band EQ with a Bose sound system from the 70s.
Yeah.
We used it
Dope.
as an interface to record our first record.
Yeah, and then that died out on us pretty soon. And then around the time we put out Beach Weekend, we bought a van, a 12-passenger van, a Ford something.
93
yeah, 93.
Econoline.
Piece of garbage, but she was so good to us.
$2,000.
It was a bandwagon. Econoline.
It was a miracle.
There was so much play in the steering wheel. You could do like a full quarter turn, and it was still going, in the straight direction.
Yeah, that's how you'd have to
So
drive
we'd be on the freeway, and you'd literally be going like to stay in the same lane.
the entire time.
That doesn't sound safe, guys.
It was, yeah.
Hate Drugs
It
is
was
not
exciting.
a safe band.
It was
We're pretty
It
reckless.
kept you awake.
That's one thing I get from this. You guys are
Live
not a
life on
safe
the
band.
edge, dude.
Yeah.
You saw us last night. I'm messing around.
And then did you guys take that one to South by and like touring around the country?
No, so
No.
that one died out just before.
Smog, right? I think it didn't.
It wouldn't pass smog.
So we were like, it was like 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks?
Yeah, it was like
Oh. Well, I think the other van was not passing smog, and we were less than a month away from having to leave. And we didn't have a freaking van, and we had to be in Texas like at the end of that month. So we were like,
Yeah, it's
okay,
whack.
and then we found a van, and
Yeah.
it was great.
Moral of the story is if you're supposed to be doing something, it will happen. Somehow, it will happen. And we've had too many things happen to us where like it shouldn't have worked out, but it did. And we're praying men. We say our prayers, and the prayers get answered. And I think we also have a lot of very, very supportive people in our life.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Bakersfield gives us a ton of support, and we love all of our Bakersfield people. You're a family, and we love you.
Moi.
Love it.
Well said.
How'd you guys get hooked up with the Vertigo Volumes people?
I don't know.
I think Nick just reached out to
Just
us
reached out,
like earlier this year about playing a show,
Nice.
and we were just like, yeah, dude, we're super down.
Great show
Yeah.
too. The first time.
Yeah.
And then the second time was even better, I would say.
Nick really makes it happen. He gets
Yeah,
a
he
great,
does.
great lineup. Awesome Bill last night. Just good people, good music, good time. So much fun, good energy.
And one thing I gotta say is I met his parents last night. They're swell people.
Very nice
They are just
parents.
very nice people,
Shout
and they
out.
raised a great son.
Yeah, true.
Nick, you should be very grateful that you have the parents that you have. And parents, you scored.
You
You got a
scored.
good son.
You did something right.
Shout out to Nick.
Shout
That's
out to
great.
Nick's parents.
Yeah.
And Nick.
And Nick's parents. There we go. Okay, so getting into the music a little bit. Tsunami Soul 1 is out now. Sorry, you almost messed me up. Almost messed me up.
We succeeded.
Why did you guys go backwards like that? Why did you? So Tsunami Soul 2 came out in 2017. Tsunami Soul 1 is out now. Why did it go in that order?
Whoa. Okay, so this is a good question.
Thank you.
A whim.
So the Tsunami Soul Saga was a concept that came about before the albums were started, obviously. So there was a plan, and there are multiple albums in this saga, in this collection of albums. And so we kind of we're like, what do we want each one to be, and what are they going to sound like? And then we collected the songs that we had written over the previous 2.5, 3 years, and we divvied them out into, this would go into this album, this would go into this album, this would go maybe into a third album. And so basically we just started doing that, and then we said, okay, now we got to fill in the blanks with songs to make this story make sense. And so after we had kind of started doing that, we decided that the second album, we wanted it to be the first thing that people heard of the saga, because that's where we wanted people to start the story. Even though the story starts at 1, we wanted people to get introduced to the story at 2.
Okay.
Which is kind of a weird. It's kind of a George Lucas, but that wasn't like the inspiration. It just happened to be like, oh wow, that is kind of a Star Wars. Like, let's start them out on episode 4. You know, like in the middle of the saga. Yeah. So we were like, yeah, let's start it out with this album, because mostly it started out because of the sound. We just wanted this sound first, and then we were like, yeah, and it would be cool.
Emotional state in our lives, like we were kind of going through like a little bit of a darker period.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just where we were at in our lives.
And the album was kind of dark. And so we wanted to hit him with the dark and then hit him with the sunshine. You know what I mean? We didn't want to hit him with the sunshine and then shut the window, you know? It's
get
like,
all emo on him.
Yeah, it's like, no, let's get the emo out of the way and then let's get into the light, you know? So that was the concept, and that's why.
That's great. And is there more to the saga? Is it a trilogy? Is it
Nobody knows.
I don't know.
Read the signs.
Read the signs. That's a good. Any information that you could want about maybe what album might come next is in the clues. Is in the clues.
All right.
Yeah,
I like that.
You just gotta look at it.
So from going to playing like coffee shops in your hometown to you guys played Terragram and like a bunch of big venues touring across the country. What's some things that might not be as glamorous as some people think?
Have you ever spent too much time with your best friend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, and then you realize that your 4 best friends. All right, now multiply that by 4.
Yeah.
And then no one's showering. You're eating like trash because you can't like you can get some fruit, but that only lasts for so long, especially in a hot van. No AC, humidity.
Yeah.
The shows are the best part for sure. It's how we get there that is the furthest thing from luxurious.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say,
no, we're talking about the dirty side. No positive side here.
Yeah, no, dark. All right,
dark.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it dark.
I would say
dark.
the like living situation is probably the roughest. Like, there are times we're very lucky that we know a lot of people around the country
and have a lot of family
there, so we do have a lot of places we can stay. We've maybe got like 5 hotels in all the tours that we've done. We mostly stay with friends or stay in the van. So our van is rigged up. We have a bed in the back, and then
like a little loft.
Yeah, like a little loft bed in the back, and so you can fit some people there. And then we have the benches, and then maybe somebody like sleeps on the ground with a couple sleeping bags or something.
Yeah, so I also want to shout out Jake Tovar, who's actually here. Y'all can't see him, though. He's been a huge help in just, like, making this thing happen with the media side of it. And so we love you, Jake, and thank you. But
dark.
I say that to say there are times when, like, we won't run our AC because our van is, like, a little bit weird and that has, like, an electrical problem. So sometimes if we keep it running, like, our van will just stop. It'll just completely kill the engine while we're like on the freeway. And Jake's been with us when we were in the middle of a canyon in Utah with like no shoulder or anything.
No cell service either.
Our van just died. And like literally we're at like the bottom of this canyon.
Semis and everything.
Yeah. Semis and everything. So it can be a little bit stressful with like
but
trying to depend on your
positive yet?
Your van and
go for it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, but
open the windows.
But I think challenges produce grit, and I think grit produces character. And I think that through all of the challenges that we've had to face together, it's grown a lot of character in us. And a lot of us have been at our breaking points, and a lot of us have seen like the worst in each other. But
I've yelled.
He's yelled.
I went sailor mode one time.
I've yelled.
Everyone's yelled.
Just for fun.
But
never
we've
yelled
also
for anger.
We've also had the opportunity to see the best in each other, and because I think that you see everyone in their truest form when they're uncomfortable, and that it causes people to like really like dig deep inside themselves to like
be the best they can be.
Yeah, and it's hard to fight through uncomfortability and like sweating everything out.
Right.
Everything. Like, you don't even have to use the bathroom anymore because you sweat so much. It's
crazy.
Yeah, tour in the summer sucks.
Terrible.
But it's also the best time to tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, just like, getting closer through those tumultuous times. And this is a little bit more specific, but for you two being brothers growing up, do you think being in the band and traveling together has brought you guys closer as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like
We're already super close.
Yeah, as it is, we've kind of grown up and just like already had a bond there, and I think just doing this is like, it's just furthering an already like concrete part of our lives.
Yeah.
We were both like homeschooled together, and so we like spent like as much time as we spend now.
We've made up the
and
past like 6 years trying to get as many friends as we can now.
I never thought about it that way, but maybe that's it. Maybe we're trying to overcompensate.
No,
Yeah,
we had
really
good friends growing up. Yeah, really good, and we're super blessed to have a really good community back at home of like super solid people.
That's honestly one of the main reasons why I've stayed in Bakersfield. I mean, why we've stayed in Bakersfield, because we could move down here,
Right.
but it's like we have such a good community up there, and I think it's important to have like strong community, like regardless of what you're doing, just as humans.
Yeah,
having strong
to have a
community is
base
important. Yeah,
For sure. Do you guys want to work with a label, or have you guys had labels approach and all that stuff?
if the right opportunity came.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What he said.
Yeah, we're not actively seeking out a label or anything.
Yeah.
But if we were approached by the right label at the right time with the right offer. But yeah, I mean, we've been self-run for 5 years since we started.
Yeah.
It's all just been you're looking at it.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of help, with other things like media and stuff, like with Jake and our buddy Keaton with video, and then Corey with production and stuff like that. We've had help. I'm not trying to say like we've done it all on our own,
right?
Whatever, but
without the help of a label, yeah.
But without any major help, we've done it, and I think at this point it's like, if you're out there and you're an amazing booking agent working for a great agency, and you're looking for the next hot thing, you're looking at it right now.
Howdy.
So, but
you guys booked all those tours by yourselves then?
No, we had some help with booking for a little bit.
Okay.
But we're on our own.
We're back to solo.
Nice.
But I mean, we only had help for a year.
Yeah.
Of 5 years,
just
with
under
booking.
a year.
Wow. And it's just a lot. It's a lot to manage, like, on your own. Like, you want to be an artist. You're not like, I didn't sign up for this to be a booking agent. If I would have wanted to do that, I probably would have like tried to get into an agency or something.
Right. And then with your show last night, what was that like? Cats Have 9 Lives segue into
that was so funny, dude.
That was like, funny. So
dude, that's just off the top of the head.
That thing
dude,
we just started doing a little while ago. We like to just incorporate fun things to change up songs that we've been doing for a while that we still want to play and not make them be like the old same thing. So we incorporated that little break and just do something funny off the cuff, never like planned. It's just David
I had no idea what I was going to say until about 3 seconds before that break. I was like in my head, I kind of want to look at video because I don't know what like my thinking face is, but like I kind of want to look at a video. If anyone has video of me from right before then, because I'm literally like playing the chords, and in my head I'm just like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? And then I just thought like cats, and then I just went off on that thing about cats.
No, it was great.
But we've done a different thing every time.
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember any of the other ones? Or are they all just
Well,
like?
there's the fish.
we did one about fish.
But that was off a
longer,
previous
too.
thing. That was like just talking about how like fish are like just like really big germs. Like if you think about it, like germs are just kind of like these little creatures that are like floating around. Exactly. See?
Yeah.
There you go.
No, there was.
But I don't know how long he's gonna give me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what it's like.
Yeah, he just
And so I just have
like gotten.
So I could start talking for like 2 seconds and he could just cut me off, or he could give me like 5 minutes and I have to just keep going. So
Exactly.
I don't know. It's fun because it gives us an opportunity to like really shake ourselves up of like a routine of playing songs,
Right.
you know, because like So Cruel just came out this year on this album, or last year as a single, but on this album we've been playing it for 4 years.
I think a really cool part about like stage energy and stuff is like the audience knows when you're having a lot of fun, and they are just like, we are with you. You know, like, if you're like, oh, let's just get through the set and the songs, you know, they're like, oh, okay, all right, we'll have fun, I guess. But if you're like, let's freaking get it, you know, and they're like, oh, we're having fun, we're playing around, you know, they're like, oh, we're playing too, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the audiences look to performers for permission to do things.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know, to set the bar of like what is the vibe for tonight. And if you go out and you're having a good time, they're allowed to have a good time. And if you go out and you're like dancing, they're allowed to dance, you know. And so like don't ask your audience to do something that you wouldn't do.
Yeah, because I think you early on like acted like you were gonna crowd surf. Like you were doing like the dive thing, and then I started seeing crowd surfers like pop up. So yeah, that's a very good point.
You just gotta be like, I mean, like, again, like places like OC in San Diego, it's really like you don't really have to give them a ton of permission because they just go, like they love it. But like some places, it's true. Like if you just are like, come on guys, like get up here, we're in it with you, we're here for you guys, this is why we do this. Then they're like, oh, then we're here too. Like we meet you there, bro.
Like across the country, some places.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool, man. Yeah, have you guys been outside of the country or
Not yet.
so far just the U.S.? Nice. Yeah.
If we get the right agent.
Oh, I love it.
Agent Cody Banks.
That's who you're looking for. Dude, we should we should try to find Frankie Muniz and see if he'll manage us, dude.
Oh, I hope.
You're watching this.
I'm sure he will.
Sweet. Well, yeah. Anything else as far as like upcoming tunes or upcoming tours or anything you wanted to shout out?
We have a
Hot
bunch.
dog.
Hot dog. We have a bunch of new music that we're working on that we're super excited about. We played 2 of those new ones last night, and I continually get more and more excited about it. And these songs in particular, I think, have been like, we're in a really good creative space right now as a band, like, and we're all like collaborating really well and making things happen, and it's super effortless. And I think that just comes with time. Like, we've just been playing together forever, but yeah, I'm excited to share that stuff. And so those songs will be like trickling out as they're recorded.
Cool. And
To clarify, me saying hot dog wasn't totally unhinged. That's actually the name of one of the songs.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Well, thank you guys for joining. This is gonna take a lot of editing in this interview, but it's
You're
all
welcome.
good.
Dude, you should just clip it in places and have it jump, like skip. Like, I'm just about to say something. It's like
Hot dog.
You know,
Exactly
dog.
right.
Yeah, make it as Eric Andre as possible.
I'm gonna chop it up to like a 1-minute interview. Just like,
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. This is cool, man.
absolutely.
We really love what you're doing. These videos are turning out really cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
man.
super
Much
good.
appreciated.
Thanks
Much
for
appreciated.
inviting us into your bedroom.
Of course. Hey, drugs. Thank you guys.
Dude.
All right, signing off.
Hi, we're Hate Drugs, and this is the Beach Weekend EP that you asked for. Heading to the ocean on Highway 1. We are on a mission to have some fun. wanna stay. Boys and girls are naturally inclined, but true love is difficult to find. There's no better time to build a paradise than the middle of July. Thanks, that was Lovers in the Summer. This one's called Sleep When We're Dead. Sleeping's for the old. I'll be sleeping when I'm dead, but not tonight. I'm young and very much alive. The nights are for the young, for the lovers and the drunk. So let's stay up all night and greet the morning light. And now the song we've all been waiting for. Never Want to Leave. You are the star of my summer nights, the reason why I sing my lovesick lullabies. I'm floating on a dream, a weekend at the beach, and darling, yes, it's true, I never wanna leave.
Oh, you are the sun of my summer sky, the reason why I sing my lovesick lullaby. I'm floating on a dream, a weekend at the beach, and darling, yes, it's true, I never wanna leave.